I welcome you all to the next episode of question answer session. So one thing that excites me so much, which puts me in an angle wherein I'm of some help to the people around me, is this session. Not that I have a lot of knowledge or I know a lot of things, just because it was in my experiential journey. Whatever that I've learned was in my experience. As I've got that experience in my life, automatically I want to make that experience to be there in a lot of people. Somehow life made me realize that life is an experiential journey. The better the experience of it, the better it is, and the better we love to live it. But if the experience is not great, then automatically we don't love to lead it. So everyone who has a lot of complaints about life, who are not really celebrating what life is, so I can just say that it is all because their experience of living is not good. But if their experience of living is good, if their experience of living can be a celebration, I think, okay, we'll really make it a wonderful one. So in order to make the experience of living a wonderful one, okay, we need some basic knowledge, input, okay. And once you get that knowledge, you need to apply that knowledge in different sources. So probably as we have experienced, we have that clear-cut knowledge with us, and we can educate you regarding that. That's it. No big deal in this. So all my experience, all my maturity, I just want to guide you so that something good can happen for you too in your life. Somehow all the confusion, all the worry, all the disturbance that everyone experiences in their life is just the outcome of the trouble they are facing in the thinking. Other than the trouble what they are facing in the thinking, I don't think that there is anything for anyone to suffer in life. But the biggest challenge what everyone is encountering today is this. They are not able to handle their thoughts. Their mind is consistently thinking. So as their mind is consistently thinking about different things, they are struggling. But why mind is thinking about different things? So let's put this question first on ourselves. It's something like this, okay? We consider ourselves to be great. We consider ourselves to be good. As we have made a decision regarding ourselves that we are great or we are good, automatically our mind, being a slave, has to work for that concept, has to work for, what I can say, proving that we are great or proving that we are good. But somehow we can manage within ourselves that we are great and good, okay? But how would the world consider us to be great? How would the world consider us to be good? Because for greatness or goodness, the world will have hundreds of conditions. I don't think that we can fulfill all that conditions. It becomes very difficult for us to fulfill all that conditions. As we cannot fulfill all that conditions which the world wants, so we always will be in a kind of question or a puzzle that, am I good or not? Am I great or not? So in the process, we compare with people. So as we start comparing with people, so two things comes into our discussion. One, we start worrying for what we don't have. and we start worrying for what others have. What others have trouble us. What we don't have bothers us. And this brings a lot of worry within us. This brings a lot of trouble within us. And this is all which we need to understand in our life, friends. Nothing else than this. So one step we need to take, towards transforming our life to greatness is we have to realize that, we are ordinary people. What we are for ourselves is important. But what we are for the external world, or what we are for the people around us, is not a criteria. Is not the thinking focus. Is not the challenge which we need to think about. This much if we can understand, that's going to be great. Nothing else than this. Hey, a door close chese. Just inform them, ఎవరైనా వస్తే వాళ్ళని లోపలికి పంపించమని చెప్పు. బయట వాళ్ళు వస్తే లోపల వాళ్ళకి, బయట వాళ్ళకి చెప్పు. దట్స్ ఇట్, దే విల్ టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. ఆ డోర్ క్లోజ్ చేసి పెట్టు బెటర్. So I hope you're understanding, friends. So one simple logic you need to understand is this. So never consider yourself to be great. Never consider yourself to be good. Just you need to understand that life is your experiential journey. You're here to experience your life. That's it. So whatever may be the experience, you're here to experience it. It may be a bitter experience, it may be a better experience, it may be a worst experience, the worst experience. You just need to experience it. Get ready to experience it. That's it. In the process of experiencing, never consider yourself to be great or never consider yourself to be good. If you consider that you're great or you're good, automatically, you think of proving yourself. Once you think of proving yourself, you have to do a lot of nonsense in this external world. But if you never consider yourself to be great and good, then what is there for you to prove? What is there for you to prove? There is no greatness, there is no goodness, You're just working your part, that's it. So once you clearly know that there is nothing for you to prove, there is no comparison at all. You never suffer for what you don't have. You never suffer for what others have. Now all you think about is only one thing, how is my experience in this particular situation? I'm just doing this question answer session. How is my experience in doing this question answer session? So I'm eating some food. How is my experience? But if you consider you are great, the one who prepares the food must prepare it greatly. The one who serves the food must serve it greatly. And the one who is communicating with you must communicate with you greatly. And everything should go fantastic. Then only your greatness gets satisfied. And your consideration that, you're good will get satisfied. But common sense logic is this. Try to understand this. If you don't have that idea that you're good, or if you don't have that idea that you're great, then automatically there's nothing for you to prove to this external world. This external world does not exist for a person, who doesn't think about greatness or goodness. So everything is an experience, and that experience comes from within. And his total focus will be on experiencing what life is from within. That's all. I hope you are understanding it. You're getting the clarity on this. So once you consider yourself as a normal person, no greatness linked, no goodness linked, then there is no comparison, nothing to prove in the external world. As there is nothing to prove in the external world, no comparison. As there is no comparison, so there is nothing to worry about. You lead your life. Right now, let us consider that I'm an ordinary person. I'm not great, I'm not good. I've got an opportunity to experience myself before this camera. So I'm experiencing it, that's all. But if I consider I'm great, now the biggest challenge what comes into me is I have to prove that I'm better than all the other speakers in the world, or at least most of the speakers in the world. So in that idea, I have to come up with different ideologies. My mind will say, you must be like this, you must express like this, you must communicate like this, you must discuss like this, you have to show your body language like this. Lot of conditions comes into picture. I hope you are understanding. And if you consider I am good, now I have to be very specific about what I am talking. So I have to filter everything in my conversations, and I'll have a lot of challenges to exhibit. So in the process, what happens? Okay, I start comparing with others. So probably that fellow did a question answer session and crores of people watched it. This fellow did a question answer session, at least 20-30,000 people watched it. But why most of the people are not watching it? What is that I need to do? What is that I have to do? This comes into picture, and this comparison will put me in a lot of trouble. But if I just consider that I'm here to experience what I'm doing, so let me experience it, and my focus does not go in greatness, does not go in goodness, so no comparison, nothing to prove. Okay, then ultimately I have only one thing left, that is experiencing this journey. And that's what I'm doing exactly. So I learned it. If you can, you too learn it. Because there's nothing what you need to do on this earth other than experiencing everything. And you have to work in order to make this experience great. Okay? Thank you so much, friends. So let's start with a question from Pyarias. You all know that she is one who consistently asks questions, and we have been continuously experiencing her questions. So let's take it on, okay? How can we convert our weakness to strength? Through work. See, I think if you identify what your weakness is, almost your job is done. Then you have to try, okay, to understand that weakness and resolve that weakness greatly. Weakness can be anything. See, let us say I have a weakness for eating sweets. So I consider eating sweet is a weakness. Then it troubles me so much. But if I don't consider that it is my weakness, I don't consider that it's my strength. If I consider that it is just an experience what I get, once I put that sweet on my tongue, till that sweet stays in my mouth, my tongue gives me that experience. Once that is swallowed, automatically there is no experience of that. So if I understand that it is my tongue that is giving me this experience, so then I don't feel so good about it, okay? But when I don't understand that my tongue is giving that experience, it can be anything. So probably people say that it is better to consume jaggery than sugar. So jaggery is sweet, sugar is also sweet. So when jaggery is going to give better health for you, then why don't you shift your diet to jaggery? Because experience is the same. But when we don't understand that, ultimately why we eat something which is sweet, it is for the experience what we get out of it. See, just understand this. If I give an opportunity for a person wherein I'll put a pipe here and start sending ice cream into his body. If I say that I'll send at least 10 liters of ice cream every day, will he be happy? If I give an option, okay, through a pipe I'll send 10 liters of ice cream, okay, directly you can consume only one scoop of ice cream, one scoop, probably maybe 30-40 ml or grams. Let's take 50 ml, okay. So 50 ml do you want through your tongue, or you want 10 liters of ice cream through your throat? Okay, if I give these two options, I think that everyone will prefer to go with 50 ml of ice cream through tongue. It is just because they are getting that experience through their tongue. If they realize that it is not the love towards ice cream that you need to develop, but you need to slowly understand that it is your tongue that is giving you an experience, and that experience is a celebration, then I think you don't consider it as a weakness. But basic problem is, why we are feeling that it is a weakness is, we want to do something else, we are not able to do that. As we are not able to do that, we consider this as a weakness. So, don't distinguish anything as a weakness or strength. Okay, so let's not consider anything to be a weakness. All we need to do is shift our thought process towards doing the thing which is more useful for us. So let's say watching cricket is a weakness for me. Don't say it is a weakness. Okay, so consider that I'm spending a lot of time on watching TV and I have some targets which are bigger than this, which I need to achieve. So that is my priority. Slowly develop a habit wherein you give time for your prior things. So don't consider this as a weakness, because mind has a nature wherein every time your mind is exposed to an opposition, if you say that it's a weakness, it's a problem, it's a worrying thing, okay, your mind gives a lot of attention for that and puts you in jeopardy. And it's a very critical thing to avoid. Once you say that it's a weakness, okay, your mind thinks about it so much that you can't avoid doing it. See, I'll tell you a simple thing. Your mind goes with your belief, but most of the times, let's say you wrote an exam and you're thinking that you should not fail in that exam. Your concept of not failing in the exam consistently, I should not fail, I should not fail, I should not fail. Why you are thinking that I should not fail, I should not fail, I should not fail? The fellow who is a topper in this class, who gets first rank in this class, will he keep working on the same perspective, thinking that I will not fail, I will not fail, I will not fail? Never. He will never think that he will not fail, and his perception towards that will not be there at all. But a fellow who believes that he is going to fail thinks so much that, okay, I should not fail, I should not fail, I should not fail. So your thinking, your belief makes the mind to work on it. So one simple focus what you can really concentrate on is this. Okay, just don't consider anything to be your weakness. Just look towards your priority. Focus on your priority. What is your priority? Okay, just work with that priority. It can be anything. So what's your prior thing to do? I think you know this. Give priority for that prior thing. Execute that priority work. That's it. Then automatically the unnecessary things get ruled out. See, for example, if you are constructing a house, okay, you give priority for hall. So that is spacious. It has a lot of requisites in it. But let us consider on the other side, initially kitchen was not given a priority. Now kitchen has become a priority because the one who is constructing the house is constructing a house in order to satisfy the women. So women get satisfied if the kitchen is beautiful. So kitchen started becoming beautiful. Then the one who is constructing the house started satisfying children. So how do children get happy? If their bedrooms are beautiful. So bedrooms became beautiful. Okay, overall the person wanted to satisfy the external people also, the one in the society. For that, what happened? They started constructing the elevation of the house to be beautiful. So how did everything change? Priority changed. Probably 20-30 years back, okay, when I go to a house, we had some kind of stones, okay, on which people used to sit, in elevated stones, or some stones were kept under it and an elevated platform was created on which people could sit. Or at the most, okay, if I go to a rich person's house, okay, there were some chairs, okay, made of iron. That's all. But today, if you go to a house, okay, the sophistication has come to such an extent that, okay, people are investing lakhs of rupees on sofas, cushion chairs, different kind of sitting equipment. So wherein we can relax, okay, we can sit in a different format. So you have a lot of challenges to go with that. But think carefully, okay. So why did all this come into picture? So initially the priority was towards affection, the love, the care, what they really wanted to give. But today the priority is not towards affection, love or care, but the priority had shifted towards the possessions. So it's like today people are loving things and using people, but initially people were using things and were loving people. So if you love people, I don't think that you will ever look out for an ambience, okay, that is going to be beautiful. Probably if a boy and a girl is in love with each other, they'll try to identify a place wherein nobody notices them. Probably it can be under a tree or behind a tree or in some forest or a far off place wherein people will not come to them. But they'll not look out the ambience, okay, around them. So nobody prefers to go and sit in a 5-star hotel just because the ambience is going to be superb there. I hope you understand this. So don't consider anything to be a weakness, okay? Because once you consider something to be negative, your mind focuses so much on that. It starts thinking about so much. And the word weakness itself, okay, has a negative touch to it. See, the word hatred, I hate something, has a negative touch to it. Automatically what happens? You start thinking in a negative manner. But let us consider, you don't have this touch, okay, but you start saying, I love things, I love you. So love you is a word, okay, which brings positive vibrations. So weakness is a word that brings negative vibrations. So negative vibrations will make you think negatively and do negative things. So why should we give that priority for that? So consider that, okay, priority thing must be done. So focus on your priorities. Think about what is your priority and start doing the prior things. So automatically the weakness drops in. You don't need to think much about it, okay? So you automatically can make things better towards it, okay? So there are people whom I hated initially. But once I had hatred towards them, okay, I had a severe pain in my mind. My mind used to think about them so many times. My mind used to recollect all the incidents that has happened between us, and it used to conspire a lot of disturbance within me. But even to the persons whom I hated the most, I started telling, okay, I love them. So the love vibration is beautiful. So it started, okay, coming up with positive ideas. It started thinking positively. It started communicating positively. And I could experience peace in my life. Just shift your priority towards your strong areas. Shift your priority towards the areas wherein you have to grow. You want to grow. Shift your areas, okay, wherein you want the world to talk about. See, for example, I wanted the people to talk about me as a life skill trainer or a communication skill trainer. So once the name Venu comes into the minds of someone, okay, they immediately must get the thought process that, okay, oh, spoken English trainer or life skill trainer. So that image I wanted to be in everyone's mind, and I'm working on that. So if you ask me, don't you have any weakness? Of course, I have a lot of weakness, but that's not my priority, right? I'm not focused much towards it because that's not my on goal. My on goal is strengthening my strengths. I don't consider anything to be a weakness. So take out the thought process, pyari, okay? Never consider anything to be a weakness. Just concentrate on improving your strengths or giving priority for the things, okay, that you need to work on. That's it. Nothing else than this. I hope this is clear for you, okay? Thank you so much, pyari, okay? Good morning, Raidu. Thanks a lot for your question. ఇప్పుడు ఆలోచించడం కంటే ఇంకా భిన్నంగా ఆలోచించడం ఎలా, ఓకే? సో హౌ టు థింక్ ఇన్ ఎ బెటర్ మేనర్. See, thinking is not better today just because we are not with the truth. We are not with the reality. So if you are with the reality, then your thinking goes normal. See, probably till I was 42 years of age, I never realized that all the disturbance what I was experiencing in my life was just because of the thoughts that were running in my mind. Other than the thoughts that were running in my mind, I never had any disturbance. Just try to understand this. So once I realized that all the problems that I was encountering in my life, I was encountering just because of the thoughts that were running in my mind, I could free myself totally. Because there are no problems really. Anything can happen in the external world. Okay? But where I am experiencing worry within me, how I am experiencing worry because of the thinking that is going in my mind. So once I realize that it is my thinking that is giving me trouble, not the incident that is happening outside, then I started changing myself. The truth is, the people always focus on changing this world. They think that if the whole world is beautiful, they are going to be happy. They think that if everyone is happy with them, okay, they'll be happy. If everyone loves them, they can be happy. If everyone does everything according to their choices, they'll be happy. But think with common sense, okay? The real challenge for people is this. So is it possible to make everyone around us to live according to our whims and fancies? Is it possible for the world to behave in a manner that we love or we like? Absolutely not, right? And this is what exactly we need to understand, friends. Nothing else. Never have a perspective, okay, wherein you will start thinking that everything will be towards your perspective. I don't ever think that, okay, everyone will behave the way you want in life. And that is an impossibility. If you understand this reality, you start loving people as they are. And however they are, if you consider that the disturbance that you are getting it because of the thinking that you are making in your mind, it is not because of their behavior. See, for example, let's say my son goes out for play, sweats badly, and then comes in and doesn't take bath. Probably I get irritated in that situation. I get irritated because that fellow is not taking bath. So why I am getting irritated? Not because he is taking bath, because my mind is thinking in a negative manner. Because I gave a condition to my mind. I gave an instruction to my mind. Okay, saying that fellow should take bath every time he sweats. Okay, because I do it. But my instruction to my mind is making me worry because someone is not following it. And if that fellow feels inconvenient, he'll take it. So why should I bother about it? Let my instructions be for myself. So if he's interested, he'll take bath. If not, he will not. So all I need to do is just communicate, express my idea that it's good if you take bath and leave it. But here what you need to understand is the worry that I'm getting, the disturbance I'm getting it because my mind is thinking in an opposite manner, not that he is not taking bath. So once I realize this, whatever may be the thing that is happening in the external world, let anything happen, ultimately there is one focus I need to concentrate on. There is one thing I need to be conscious of. There is one thing I need to be aware of. That is about my thinking. So in every situation, I focus on only one thing, okay? So what is my mind thinking? How is my mind thinking? I try to correct that thinking in the mind. Then automatically, anything can happen in the external world. I'm not going to bother at all. See, probably yesterday I was with you at night. You got some call from your friend Ganesh. You could have told him that I'm speaking to Venu, my master. I'll talk to you later. But you didn't say that. You attended the call and you were continuously talking to him, not for 5 minutes or so. You spoke for a lot of time. Now my mind can think 1 lakh things about this. So is this fellow giving more priority for someone else than me? Am I losing my importance before this fellow? So at least he's not even disconnecting the phone immediately. He's trying to communicate for a lot of times. So these things will go on in the mind. But I know that that is what is happening in the mind and that is not the reality. So I just need to handle it. Okay, so your behavior might be positive or negative. That is how I take it. So external world cannot behave the way I want. Probably you don't have that intention wherein you want to make me low or you want to make me disturbed. But probably the call what you have got might be valuable for you and you started attending it. Understand this. But the trouble that comes in will be because of the thinking that's happening in the mind. In reality, there's nothing like that. See, probably when I raise this issue, now your mind must be thinking again in a negative manner. And recently I came up with one incident from you that someone has contributed for your training fee and you did not return that fee and they asked about that fee and that troubled you so much. But all the trouble that happened was in the mind because of thinking, not in reality. They did not beat you, they did not choke you or breathe out of your throat, or they did not pin you, they did not cut you, they did not torture you. Try to understand this. But your mind started thinking a lot of things about it. And all that thinking, as it was negative, it created a lot of disturbance within you. It created a lot of worry within you, trouble within you. I hope you are understanding what I am trying to say. So once I understood the reality that what's happening in the external world is not giving me worry, what I am thinking about that is creating worry within me, then this reality made me wonderful. And that is what is better thinking. Once you identify the truths, your thinking goes automatically better. But once you experience the truth in reality, okay, then automatically your thinking goes 100% different. So for most of the people, the real challenge is this. They know a lot of truths. For example, let's take this. We know that we need to speak truth. We know that statement. But how many of you must have put the question that, why should I speak truth? What happens if I don't speak truth? What happens if I tell a lie? What is the consequence of me telling a lie? So when you start working with this approach, okay, then you will come to know the truth. See, simple. We tell lies because we are not ready to accept the mistake what we have done. Okay? So let's imagine if today you are not ready to accept the mistake what you have done, and in order to escape punishment, you are trying to tell a lie. Okay? Understand this. Tomorrow, you will learn the same nature of escaping, right? And once you keep on escaping from accepting your mistakes, telling a lie, okay, so slowly you will develop the habit of escaping from taking the punishment of doing mistakes. Tomorrow, it may be a bigger mistake. You will be ready to do it just because you have an alternate plan. You have an alternate plan to escape from that, okay, telling a lie. But let us consider every time you did a mistake, you expressed that I did this mistake and you took the punishment for it. Now you are not escaping from that. So once you take punishment for that mistake, okay, you will not think of doing that mistake again. Because the punishment is remembered. You remember the punishment that was taken, so automatically you will think about doing that mistake. But as you learn to escape from that mistake, now what's happening? Immediately, your mind says that you have an ability to escape. What's the problem in that? You just escape, and absolutely things will go towards it, and you will learn to escape. Tomorrow you'll be doing bigger mistakes, and you'll be thinking about escaping only. But someday you will be caught, and you'll be punished to such an extent that, okay, you lose your entire life in that. I hope you are understanding. Think one thing in this. If a person does some crime, and if he's not going to jail, and if he's not in jail, and he is moving around us, will we be happy? Can we be peaceful? Definitely not. So why we cannot be peaceful? Because someone who is around us, someone who's a criminal is living around us, okay, will create a lot of fear within us. The same thing is with you. Your family will have a lot of fear having you around because you don't accept your mistake, but you escape from accepting the mistakes. So just by not following the truth of speaking truth, you develop a negative habit, and that negative habit is going to create a lot of disturbance around you. But if you can follow this truth, automatically your thinking goes great. And once your thinking goes great, okay, your experience of living will be great. So the same thing is in every situation. Probably we need to identify the truth. See, Gautama Buddha said that you need to get detached from everything. So getting detached is truth. As he said, okay, giving is celebration, not receiving. So if you understand the joy of giving, then automatically you are with the truth. But if you didn't understand the joy of giving, your focus is on receiving. So once your focus is on receiving, you will be looking forward for someone to give you, and that will never put you in happiness. See, I don't consider anything to be mine in this world. I consider that, okay, God has given me an opportunity to experience something that is there in front of me. Use it to the extent I want, and just leave it. In this case, I don't consider anything to be mine. So whatever is happening to that, okay, will not bother me. But people will consider it is theirs. As people consider it is theirs, okay, they cannot tolerate the detachment of that object. So identify truths one by one, okay? And every truth that you identify, that you pick up, is going to make a difference in your life. Is going to create a difference in your life. Okay? So once you change your thinking process, so once you change your, change your life towards the truth, then automatically your thinking changes. Your thinking is not changing today because you're not sticking to the truths. So people don't realize the truths. They just lead their lives the way they want to. And at the end, okay, they just consider that they're not able to think greatly. But our thinking perspective comes in only from one resource, okay, that is this, friends. We need to know the truths. We need to identify the truths. We need to realize the truths. So once you identify, once you realize the truth, automatically what happens is, we create greatness in thinking. All the wonderful people who thought wonderfully in life are those who lived their life with the truth. See, probably Jesus was tortured by many people, okay? But he forgave them all. He loved them all. Even in the worst situations, okay, he never tried to point them out. He never developed hatred towards them because he lived with the truth. When we hate people, we suffer. So we shouldn't. And everyone is behaving in that manner because they are innocent. They don't know exactly what's happening in their life. So this is one thing we need to realize. So living with truths make us think greatly. But when we are not living with the truths, okay, then we will not be exhibiting greatness in our thinking. So ultimate approach that we must concentrate on in life must be this. We should live with the truth. So slowly identify the truths what we have. Know the reason why we have to follow the truths and live with the truths. Then your thinking will be great. Don't make your mind to think based on pain and pleasure. Sorry. Don't make your mind to think based on pain and pleasure, but make your mind to think based on the truths. Then automatically I think, okay, you're going to create greatness and everything is going to be fantastic. I hope you understood this. Okay. So I think, okay, I could change my thinking after realizing many truths. So every time I listen to a person or every time I experience the knowledge of someone, I discover some truth, and that truth makes me think better. So once I start thinking better, I start experiencing my life better. That's it. No big deal in this. It's a very simple common sense aspect that puts me on a better shelf. So if there is something that what I really want to experience in this world, I want everyone to learn to live with the truths, and I want everyone to experience their thinking to greatness. So once their thinking goes great, okay, with their living with the truths, their life is going to be fantastic. So I hope your question is answered right, okay. You need to focus on realizing the truths and you need to live with truths. Then see how your thinking is. So every time you are being troubled, then I can assure you that, okay, you're not with the truth. So that is not allowing you to make you think greatly. That's it. Good afternoon, Nizam. How are you, man? Hope you must be busy with things. I thought of calling you so many times because I had something to discuss with you. If acting is our profession, irrespective of what our true emotions, positives or negatives, we need to hold on to the character we are given, and you need to give our 100%, forgetting our true self. How do we create balance with true self and it shine in various roles in our life? Realize that you are acting, that's all. When you know that you are acting, okay, you will not disturb your true self, and no disturbance comes in. And people are really acting today and not expressing their true selves, and that is the problem. You are working on the reverse perspective, right? See, it's like if I ask you to walk with legs, okay, what is the problem you are going to encounter? Absolutely nothing, because your legs are designed for walking. But if you are asked to walk with your hands, okay, it will be a tough thing for you, because hands are not designed to walk, but hands are tools, okay, to do something else. So if you are asked to look with your eyes, that's a normal process, there is no problem with it, okay. But if you are asked to look with your ears, okay, that needs training. And that is a skill that a person can perform. And all you need to do is you have to stop your eyes and you have to start experiencing the world through your ears. Then slowly you will develop that quality within you. Okay, so a person who is acting realizes that he is acting only, he is not performing an original character, he is just acting. So that makes him to do what he is doing, and he is trained to do that in that manner. But basically he has his own self and he has to lead his life for that self. But If that is not happening, okay, it is just because he's acting in that particular situation. So let me complete your question so that I can add more clarity for this. We need to be true to ourselves and be true to give 100% to our profession. Okay, how do we create balance? Why do you create a profession, okay, which is not to your choice? See, life is an expression of our love, right? We just need to express our love in every situation. We just need to lead our life with love. That's all. So it can be work, it can be food, it can be a place to speak, sleep, okay? It can be people, it can be communication, what you are making with others. Everything is an expression of love. See, I love doing this question answer session. So my work in this question answer session is an expression of my love. So if this is not an expression of my love, why should I do it? There may be some compulsory things which I need to do even though I don't have a love towards it. Then in that case, okay, you act and you clearly know that you are acting because you don't like doing it, but you're doing it. I hope you are understanding it. See, for example, I have a friend who is very egoistic, and because of his ego, he wants me to behave in certain manner, and I'm behaving just because I know it. I'm not original in that. I'm acting in that perspective. That's it. The same thing we need to understand. So first, pick up the arena of anything what you are doing from morning to night. Keep doing what you love. Make the expression of love to express in everything that you are doing. That is the first stretch. So once you start working with the things, okay, that you love, then I think you don't need to act at all. See, I love swimming. As I love swimming, any expression towards swimming will be a joyful thing for me. But instead of swimming, if I'm asked to do something else in water, not to swim, then it may be a tough thing for me. I may not be enjoying it. I may not be celebrating it. So everyone on this earth, okay, will have some choices, will have some expressions of love. And people are not trying to do the things what they love because they want to impress everyone. They want to influence everyone. They want to get the name that they are great, they are good in the minds of everyone. So these are all the confusion things. People right now are focused much towards image, prestige, value, different things. As they are focused towards different things in life, they are confused from their original self to duplicate self. See, how many people do you think, okay, are doing the things only what they love to do? Eating what they love to eat, reading what they love to read, working on things, okay, what they love to work on, relating with people whom they love to relate with. Most of the people are not doing it. They are just doing different things because they consider that they have some responsibilities, and in order to fulfill that responsibilities, they have to come up with some works which are not of their choice at all. And that is senseless, right? What has happened really is, they want to impress or influence the world. In order to impress or influence the world, okay, they accept or get committed to certain activities which are of not their choice, and later feel that, okay, I've done a great thing for them, but they're not realizing it. But when work is an expression of your love, communication is an expression of your love, whether the other person notice you or do not notice you, you don't care, right? So make your life as an expression of love. Don't ever try to do anything just because You can impress someone, you can influence someone, or you have some responsibility towards someone. See, probably when you do the things what you love, you may be earning a little money. You must have experienced 3 Idiot movie where you know the character of what's his name? The fellow wants to become a wildlife photographer, and in order to become a wildlife photographer, he has a choice, but his parents loved something else. They wanted to see him as an engineer, so they put him in a top college, and the world expects a bigger career from him. And if at all, if he is not proving in that career, okay, the whole world laughs at him. But in that case, okay, he tells to his father, so what will the world think about if you go and become a wildlife photographer, studying in a very big college? So how would I face them? Then the hero says that, okay, I'm not bothered about them. I'm not answerable for them. I'm answerable for you. And your decision matters for me. What do you think? Should I do the things what I love, or should I do something, okay, which I don't love, but the society is loving? But we need to think that society does not exist. Society is just a collection of people whom we know. That's all. Tomorrow, we may move to a new society wherein there will not be anyone, okay, whom we know. So probably a team of 30-40 students sit in this class. Suddenly I know all of them. But after some time, the students will not be there before me. I'll have a new set of students. So when I have a new set of students, understand this, I don't have these people around me. My society changed. So with age, with circumstances, society changes. It's you have to live with yourself. Of course, there may be responsibilities, and you can do it with love. And fulfilling that responsibility with love to the extent you can do, that needs a minimum attention. You can reduce that attention and you can go for it. And every responsibility is an expression of love only. Only thing is we developed hatred within us, and that may not allow us to express our responsibility. See, someone's behavior may not be impressive for us, but we need to understand that their behavior is not impressive because their mind is troubling them so much. They are immature. They did not still get that maturity. And if you are not able to understand that, okay, that's the funniest part, right? So, we cannot expect everyone to be of our maturity. People may be of lesser maturity. We need to come down to their level and start behaving with them. Then it makes a difference. So I think it's a big question what you have asked, Nizam, okay? But I'll do it again, okay? If acting is our profession, irrespective of what our true emotions, positive, negative are, we need to hold on to the character we are given, and we need to give our 100%, forgetting our true self. Because the people have trained themselves in such a manner that, okay, they know that they are just acting. And you need to even know in an area wherein you are not loving, you need to act. How do we create balance with our true self and yet shine in various roles of our life? See, you don't need to shine in every area of your life. You shine in an area wherein you love. So why should we shine in every area? You don't find anyone shining in every area. You only find people shining in 1 or 2 areas. You need to understand this. We need to be true to ourselves and yet be true to give 100% in our profession. See, people don't listen to what we say. People don't exactly learn even from what we say. People learn from what they see. So they keep observing us. People learn, especially children learn a lot from observation. They keep observing everything what we are doing, and through that observation they try to exhibit it. If people are really learning from the words what we are speaking, okay, this world will be a very troubling place. People don't learn from words. People learn from our behavior. When training is an expression of love, then I think, okay, people enjoy that. And they too express it wonderfully, okay. So I think in your profession, all you need to do is, you have to check whether you are clear for that profession or not. First, whether you love that profession or not, whether you are eligible for that profession or not. You've got some basic requisites that must be there for that profession. Then I don't think that you need to regret for that. So probably, if you ask me one thing, okay, let me put myself into this. I always come up with one perspective, okay. Do I have the passion? Do I have the love, okay, to train students to greatness? So until and unless I have that passion and love towards training that students to greatness, I'll be in this profession. But if someday of my life, if I feel that I don't have that passion to transform these children to greatness, I don't have that love to see these children to greatness, I'm not going to be in this profession. I'll quit it. I had many other opportunities to experience in my life, but I never experienced any of them just because I did not have love towards them. I was not passionate about them. So once you lose passion in life, I don't think that you need to be in that work. So with passion, you will be committed, you will be working, and you will turn yourself as a role model. And once you turn as a role model, okay, everything happens. I think there's nothing for us to act in teaching profession. See, when I was 7 to 10 years back, okay, there were a lot of negative qualities within me. I frankly say that I was not a trainer at that time. I was an actor. There may be many things what I was talking to students, okay, but I was not following those things. More than a trainer, I was a travel agent, okay, wherein I wanted to send people to places which I never saw in my life. I wanted to train people with certain qualities which I don't have. That's a silly thing. You're not supposed to do this. So whatever we wanted to teach to the people, okay, that should be there within us. And not having that within us, okay, we cannot train people. So I don't know exactly what's your intention behind it, but I hope the answer will give some clarity for you. Okay. So actors know that they are acting when it is opposite to their self. And trainers have to question themselves in one aspect, okay. Do they love that profession? Are they passionate about that profession? At least other professions are different, okay. When it comes to training, they must be passionate about teaching. If they are not passionate about teaching and the progress of the students before them, okay, they will not inculcate great qualities like courage, hard work and all. So I think we need to. This gives a solution, I suppose, for you. Yeah, B.S. Raju, good evening, good afternoon, man, okay. So happy to see your question. Thank you so much for this. And welcome to our question answer family even. So it's a positive statement, not a question, okay. Anything else you have? యాకే ఒకరు నువ్వు బాధపడి ఇరిటేట్ అవుతూ ఉంటే నేను హ్యాపీగా ఫీల్ అవుతాను. నాకు బాగుంటుంది అంటే అది మనకు తెలుస్తుంది కావాలనే చేస్తున్నారు అని. అక్కడ మనం డిస్టర్బ్ అవ్వకూడదు. బట్ ఆ పర్టికులర్ మినిట్లో మనల్ని మనం బ్యాలెన్స్లో పెట్టుకోవడం ఎలా? పొరపాటు అంది అని మనం చెప్పిన దాన్ని పదే పదే ఎందుకు గుచ్చుతూ మాట్లాడతారు? సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఆఫ్ ego in life, okay. See one thing, we consider two things which we are not, and that creates all the problem. We are not great, we are not good. Until and unless we realize that we are not great and we are not good, okay, this endless problem will never solve. So here, the first thing a man does, which is a mistake, is this. He comes up with a version wherein he thinks that he is great. So once you consider yourself to be great, then everything around you must be great. Then only you will be happy. Everyone around you must be great. Then only you will be happy. Everyone's communication, everyone's behavior, everyone's approach, everything must be great. Only then your mind gets satisfied. But if you don't give the thought process that you are great, so let's consider one thing, okay? Let me take myself, I'm a beggar. So nothing will be great around me. So a beggar might have taken bath hundreds of days before, changed his clothes years ahead before, stays in a place everywhere, under a tree, on road, okay, wherever he is, he's totally dusted and he doesn't get a nice stuff, but still okay. He leads his life comfortably. What makes him to lead his life comfortably? Because he is under the perspective that he is not great. He is an ordinary person. So nothing need to be great around him. No one need to be great around him. Everyone need not behave in a great manner towards him. So let's say a beggar's life is like that. If today I decided to go for begging, I have a thought process within me that I'm great. I'm good. Now when I go to your house, okay, I think of them coming up, okay, welcoming me inside. Come, Venu sir, okay, you started begging, why did you do this, sir? Okay, you are such a wonderful person, that, this and all. So I should be taken inside, okay, given water to wash my feet, okay, then served food with a lot of welcoming and prepare a lot of dishes, do a lot of anxiety work and treat me to a greatness. So why expect this? Because the thought of greatness is there within me. But a beggar who doesn't have this thought process, okay, just goes stand before a house and ask for something. If someone responds, he accepts it. If someone does not respond, he accepts it and move to the next house. So first, we need to understand that we made a thought process within our mind that we are great. But I ask this question to everyone, okay, how are you great? What makes you great? Nobody has this answer. So in order to make themselves great, what they do is they compare with others. Comparison with others makes them great. But why should you ever compare with anyone? Because God did not create everyone equally. Everyone is born with a different talent. Everyone's approach in life is different. Everyone is having his own life to lead. I'm not leading the life of anyone on this earth. My life is different. So where is my choice to compare with others? If I compare with bigger people, I feel I'm an idiot. If I compare with normal people, I feel I'm great. So this is all ego satisfaction, right? So drop that thought process that you're great. Now nothing needs to be great around you. Nothing needs to be perfect around you. Nothing needs to be correct around you. So drop the ideology that you're great and you're good. So when you're good, you expect everyone to be good. You expect everyone to be right. You expect everyone to do the right things. But why should you ever consider that, okay, you're good? We don't know exactly whether what we are doing is right or wrong. So let's presume we are considering that we are on the top of the earth. But who knows which is the top? We are having a lot of beliefs within ourselves. But who knows whether the beliefs are true or not? So slowly take out the thought process that you are great and you are good. Then suddenly you will see world to be in its place. So once we take it off, okay, however the other person is behaving, we will be ready to accept it. See one thing, probably a person is behaving in a negative manner. For that person to exhibit that negative behavior, there must be a lot of negativity that has gone in his mind, and he must have suffered a lot in his mind. So his suffering has gone to such an extent that now it needs an expression. It cannot be stored inside, and then it exhibits outside. Try to understand this. So if I'm heating something to a certain extent, okay, that heat does not get transmitted. But if I'm increasing the heat continuously, that heat needs expression. It releases that heat into the external world. Or to make you understand in a very simple manner, I have a tank. I'm allowing the water to fall into the tank. The water will not find expression until the tank is full. But once the tank is full, so it cannot hold any water inside. It needs an expression. The same thing is with a person also. So there will be a lot of worry, lot of disturbance, lot of struggle happening in his mind. A person cannot become angry without undergoing a lot of disturbance within himself. A person cannot irritate until unless a lot of worry has gone inside. An emotion is being expressed outside because it cannot be hidden further inside. So it cannot be hidden further inside because it has grown to that extent. You need to understand this. The suffering of the other person has grown to such an extent that it cannot be kept inside, so it's spat outside or it is thrown onto us. So we need to understand the other person too, how much he is suffering. And all the suffering in this world is just the happening of the mind, right? Mind comes up with different kinds of thinking. So we give different ideas to the mind, and mind starts thinking in different perspectives, and that starts making us suffer so much in life. And the attitude of thinking that the other person is doing intentionally may not be intentionally, because anger, irritation will not come intentionally. So it's something which cannot be hidden within themselves. See, for example, the tank is full. I want the tank to hold water, but it is not holding water. The water is coming outside. If I just expect the tank to hold the water, even if it is full, okay, that's senseless, right? A person, if he is filled himself with positive emotion, okay, he expresses positive emotion outside. If person is not having enough growth in positive emotions within himself, he cannot express a positive emotion outside like that. We may consider that he is doing it intentionally, but that is the emotion that expressed within him so much. What they have, they bring it out. Orange can only give orange juice. Apple can only give apple juice. So a person who is having pain within him can only bring pain outside. But pain may be created because of our behavior or because of wrong thinking in their mind. But we don't know. For them it is right thinking only. They don't understand or they don't realize that it is wrong thinking. So most of the people, even like, let me say, my wife always thinks that, okay, every mistake that has happened in my life, okay, every trouble that I gave to her, I'm responsible for that. I'm responsible for her. Sorry, I'm responsible for the worry that happened in her life. But frankly saying, okay, she cannot realize that it was her mistake too. There was something what she needed to rectify even, but she never did it. Most of the people go like that. So if we cannot handle the immaturity or negative emotions of others, so that becomes our immaturity. That becomes our negativity even. So slowly try to understand it. Even before, when I used to see people behaving with a lot of negative emotions, worrying, suffering, troubling themselves, okay, I used to think, okay, how nasty these people are. But then I slowly started understanding, okay, for them to be nasty, how much nasty they must have been inside, how much worry they must have undergone inside, how much trouble they must have undergone inside, because emotion does not get expressed, okay, until and unless it gives enough eruption within themselves. For the volcano to erupt outside, there must be a lot of burning inside, right? And that burning must be for a pretty long time, until unless it has gone through a lot of worry internally. You cannot see that happening outside, right? So if there is no big volcano that's going on inside, the magma, the fluid that's going on, okay? So if it is erupting outside, there's a lot that is happened inside. The same thing is with people also. Everyone wants to be a happy one. Everyone wants to celebrate their lives. But they're not able to, because they're not able to handle their thoughts. As they're not able to handle their thoughts, these thoughts will churn a lot of negativity within themselves, that, okay, at some point it needs expression, and that must be expressed. Even if that negative emotion is not expressed outside, okay, if we force the student or a person to keep that negative emotion within themselves, okay, when emotion does not find an expression, ultimately people find a greater solution in life, that is, they want to end their life. So let people express some emotion or the other, okay, whether it is humble or harsh, doesn't matter, just take it. So realize that the other person is expressing a negative emotion because there is a lot of negativity that has gone within them, and that is making them to express that negative emotion, okay. So let's understand that, let's understand the situation of them, okay, then slowly the changes will happen. So Channakeshava, good evening. So good afternoon. Thanks for your question, man. When knows our character and our commitment, and yet when they create chaos and speak in negative terms regarding us, how do we take this and how do we deal with such people? Hey, see, you need to understand this, okay? When one knows our character and commitment, okay, nobody knows anything about anyone, okay? Most of the people don't know what even character is. Commitment, fine, okay. Like when you take up an idea, so you may stick to that, okay, but there may be situations wherein you must have given up even, okay. It's not that the other person knows completely about our character or commitment. And when they create, they create chaos and speak negative terms regarding, see, it's like you need to understand one thing. This was what I was talking, okay. The other person, whatever he is expressing outside, he is expressing outside because he has undergone a lot of trouble within him because of that. Just try to understand this. Let's say, do you think that there will not be any student who speak negative about me? There are students who traveled with me for years together, probably for 5 to 6 years, observing me very closely. Probably there may be 999 incidents, okay, which must have brought celebration in our relationship. But when one thing went against, okay, not in favor of them, when I started choosing one ideology which was not according to their choices, automatically they choose to break the thing and they got disturbed totally in that. So one thought in the mind can bring a diversion. So one thought can make them think towards a different perspective. So it's not about character, it's not about commitment, okay, it's not about negative things. How the mind thinks in that particular situation. See, one thing I'll tell you. When we sow a seed, we know what plant comes out. And if that plant is not favorable for us, we can pluck it off. But we don't know what thoughts are entering into us, what people are communicating to us. what is being fed into the mind, and what is growing and what is not growing. We don't understand exactly, okay? See, like I heard from someone saying that Chennakeshwar is a very good fellow. Okay, probably at that minute I start imagining, okay, some positive picture about Chennakeshwar. Fine. Someone else called me and said that, okay, Chennakeshwar is a very bad fellow. He created this, that in my life, okay. From that perspective, I create a negative image in my mind. So now what is that I have to take? A positive one or a negative one? So generally, everyone has a different perspective towards life. Everyone has his own outlook and wants the world to fit into it. And which is not a possibility. And it's not possible even. So, the other person's mind may think in a different manner because his mind is fed with a different information. As his mind is fed with a different information, okay, so he is behaving so. We need to have patience. See, right now, something must have hurt him. Okay? See, I think I don't need to stretch this discussion long. Let me put it in a very simple statement, okay? Which I might have told you already, Keshava, okay? When the other person's behavior is not good, don't hate him, but hate his thoughts. Because our behavior depends on our thinking, and our thinking depends on our thoughts. So when some thought changes in his mind, his thinking changes. When his thinking changes, his behavior changes. So now what you need to do is, you're not supposed to worry for the negative behavior or, okay, negative communication of the other person. Just don't hate him. Hate his thoughts. So go sit with him and start asking, okay, you know my commitment. You know my character. So why are you thinking in a negative angle? So once you ask this to the other person, probably he may come up with the idea that his mind is troubling him. There may be some negative thought that is running in his mind which is disturbing him a lot. He may express that and you can give a solution for that. But if you start thinking that, okay, everyone thinks he's a good person, he's a perfect person, okay. Even I think that I'm good, I'm perfect, okay. But it's only from my perspective. But it may not be from the perspective of others. See, I was thinking all these days that my second daughter is very brave, so she can handle things by herself comfortably. So I never kept on visiting her in the hostel. I never wanted to disturb her. I wanted her to focus on her education. So I never went to Hyderabad to meet her. If it is like receiving her or dropping her in the college, then I used to go. Otherwise I never went. Because I wanted her to learn that. Last time she happened to make a call home, spoke with my wife. In the process I was not there. I went to meet my sister. When my wife said the same thing, she started saying, it seems that, okay, father has time to go and meet everyone, okay, but he doesn't have time to come and meet me. So then I had to realize, okay, even this girl is expecting me to come and meet her. Probably I never expected that thought to run in her, okay, because I felt she can understand. She can have that positive approach. But the same thing is with people. Until and unless they express, okay, we will not come to know what thought is there within them. So all it needs is, don't hate them, because don't hate anyone on this earth for their behavior, for their communication. Their communication and behavior is an outcome of the thinking, and thinking is an outcome of their thoughts, and thoughts must come with different forces, okay. Thoughts come from anywhere. So probably they must have seen a movie which influenced them. They must have heard something which has influenced them. Probably they were thinking something and some thought strike them, and that creates a new memory, and that diverts the thinking, and their behavior changes, their communication changes. But if we want everyone to be perfect on this earth, okay, I think that's an impossible feat, because we cannot make people to avoid their thinking. Okay? So all we need is only one thing. So don't hate them. Hate their thoughts. Go to him. Sit with him. When you hate his thoughts, You will start asking him what exactly is your problem. Okay? What's making you to behave like this? So now identify the thought that is running in their mind. See, frankly saying, every time some of my close relations has some issue, I'll sit with them. I'll ask them what exactly is the thought that is troubling you, because I need to change that thought. Because how our mind is thinking in different situations, we don't know. We may be far away from the reality, but unless and until it is communicated, okay, how it is going to go away? Unless and until it is addressed, okay, how do the other person realize? They may not realize in the first stretch, but they'll take time to realize slowly. And we need to do our part in that aspect. Okay, that much we need to understand. That's it. Nothing else than this. So Keshava, just don't worry for all this, because thoughts easily change directions, but emotions don't. Emotions are a bit slow. They won't change immediately. That is the reason why they create a lot of pain in you. Sit with the person, okay, and just identify what thought is troubling him. Okay? So just because they know your character and commitment, okay, their mind will not think positively. So information changes thinking. So it's not the character and commitment of others. I think you can handle this, Keshava, okay? If it's not possible, just leave it to me. I can handle it. Thank you, Hero, for your question. So, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your questions. If there is an inconvenience, okay, in the happenings, please forgive us. So, we'll try to improvise things, okay? All the best, guys. Celebrate your life. Take care of your life. See that you'll be happy. Thank you so much. Thanks.